Who's gonna give Trunks their energy besides Vegeta? Maybe Bulma.
His mom. Thanks, Mom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Sagas podcast. The podcast where we put your favorite anime characters in head-to-head fights to see who is really the strongest. My name is Yasin, aka Yasin that guy, and today's episode is going to be crazy as we have the child of the Sharingan himself, Sasuke Uchiha, taking on the hidden least knuckle-headed ninja, Naruto Uzumaki. Also on this free-to-watch card is Kakashi of the Sharingan, taking on the pervy sage himself, Jiraiya. Before we get into the tale of the tape, let me introduce my co-host, Serge. Serge, how are you doing today, sir?
I am good, man. I am here, man. Like you are in elementary school. I am present, and you better believe it.
Believe it!
I'm ready.
You ready?
I am ready, man.
Well, if you're ready, I'm ready. So let's set the stage. This fight is taking place in the Valley of the End. And this time, this battle is going to end with someone passing on to the afterlife. Because every time Naruto and Sasuke fight, I personally feel like they're both holding back.
Of course.
Naruto wants to save Sasuke, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Sasuke truthfully doesn't want to take the life of his best friend. So if all gloves were off, who wins this fight? And in my opinion, Sasuke and Kakashi win this fight. Let me break down Sasuke for a second, right? Yeah. Even though he's lost the Rinnegan, he's still a beast, right? He's highly intelligent. He's able to strategize as he's on the offensive, and he's able to use any strategy he comes up with on the fly. And without the Rinnegan, he still has access to the Mangekyo Sharingan, still has access to the Susanoo, can use all 5 elemental releases along with Yin release, and some of his most notable jutsu, Auto Chidori, which has many different variations, and the Matarasu. Then there's Kakashi, which, although he's lost the Sharingan, is also still a beast. He has loads of experience, and I don't want to give too much away, but his strength in the books still rivals where he was with the Sharingan despite some fan opinion. And here's some quick facts. Now that the Sharingan is gone, he has way more chakra. He can still use those 1,000 jutsu he's copied over the years. As a strategist, it said he's smarter than Shikamaru, his nose is better than Kiba's, his taijutsu is better than Rock Lee's, and with his new jutsu up his sleeve, Purple Lightning, Jiraiya isn't going to have such an easy fight.
While those were some good points, you're up against the Hokage. Come on, man, the hero of the leaf, Naruto. Though he's lost Kurama, may he rest in peace, he still has plentiful chakra. And he also still has his sage mode, as well as the other chakra that he got from the tailed beast. He can still use those chakras in his fight, as well as his multitudes of shadow clones, his Rasengan, and the other moves. And we also have, oh my gosh, may he rest in peace, let me have a little moment, Jiraiya, who, although may have died, still holds so much more power over Kakashi. He is still a Sannin and has so much more stamina than Kakashi could ever hold. He also can use Sage Mode and holds many moves such as the Rasengan as well. I think I've got a pretty good lineup right now.
Well, I think I have a pretty great lineup right now. But we're about to find the truth of that because this battle starts right now.
I'm going to represent Jiraiya. And already this man has so many people claiming that he is the strongest person that they have fought. Let me tell you, even Itachi said that he would struggle with help. People like Mike Guy at full force could kick him and he could take the brunt of the hit. Jiraiya has so much chakra, large enough to summon Gamabunta. Come on, man. The big chief Toad Gamabunta. This is a man who was offered to be Hokage 3 times. 3 times. And while Kakashi is a Hokage, I will give him the credit of being Hokage. We all know if he would have lived, he would have been offered it the 4th time. Nagato even claimed when Obito asked him about his fight that the only reason why he had the upper hand was because Jiraiya lacked the information about the number of pains. This is the man who destroyed the Leaf Village, claiming that Jiraiya could have handled him had he had known the right information. But Kakashi here had all the information and still died in that fight.
Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So you're comparing Jiraiya to Pain Art Kakashi.
I am.
But Pain Art Kakashi isn't Hokage Kakashi. War Arc Kakashi is not Hokage Kakashi. Hokage Kakashi's on a whole different level now. Here's the thing. Post Shippuden, Kakashi believed he shouldn't have been Hokage because he lost his Sharingan, he lost his lightning blade. He figured he had no way to protect the leaf. However, according to the book Kakashi Risuten, Kakashi started to train again, refine and rehone those skills as a shinobi, and develop new techniques to replace his lightning blade, such as purple lightning, which is way more efficient and has a variety of ways it can be used. Also, according to this book, Kakashi is way stronger than he was in the War Arc. So to compare the two, you have to look at Kakashi right now versus Jiraiya in the Pain Arc. And let me say this. When Kakashi's up against opponents, they say he's moving so fast and his reflexes are so fast that they questioned if he really lost the Sharingan. So,
but I'd have to say that Jiraiya is also up there in speed himself. Maybe even rival it. This is a man who is still labeled as a Sannin.
So if they do match up in speed, which I don't know about that, but we'll say so. The question we need to answer is, how does this battle go down? For me personally, on my end, I think it comes down to strategy.
Sure.
I think we haven't talked about Jiraiya's jutsu yet, but we know he has Sage Mode.
He has Sage,
right?
yes.
In my opinion, Kakashi wouldn't allow Sage Mode to happen. Kakashi would know Jiraiya has Sage Mode in his arsenal, and would know that it's something that requires him to charge up nature energy. So with this knowledge, Kakashi could plan against it. He's going to be thinking 10 steps ahead the entire battle. Remember, this man is just as smart or smarter than Shikamaru. And we've seen Shikamaru in battle, learning as the fight goes on. And no matter what stage the battle we're in, he's laying down traps for his opponent to fall into, and Kakashi would do the same here. Example, right? He could use stealth by using his headhunter jutsu to hide underground, summoning his dogs to track Jiraiya's every move if he does get away to start the Sage Mode transformation. I believe from Naruto 2, he would know that his summons can charge nature energy as well, as Naruto did the same with Kurama.
Your claim is that there is someone out there in the world that knows how Jiraiya stores his nature energy, but I'm pretty sure other than Nagato, who's directly seen it, and the Toads who taught him, no one's actually seen him do his Sage Mode, not even Naruto himself. And since they do activate their Sage Mode in different ways, I feel as though Kakashi will not pick up at the right time that right now something is happening that involves Jiraiya and Sage Mode, because the way Jiraiya and Naruto gather Sage energy is different. Jiraiya has to get the help of Ma and Pa on his shoulders. Kakashi doesn't know that. Kakashi would probably see the Toads on Jiraiya's shoulders as probably another means of an attack, because he can use those Toads as an attack. He could also summon multiple Toads during that battle to further confuse Kakashi. And he doesn't resort to Sage Mode on a whim. There probably aren't a lot of recorded battles of him using Sage Mode. So again, Kakashi would know when Sage Mode is coming, but let's have some fun and say he can figure it out. This would be a battle where Kakashi has to have gotten him to a point where all that stamina that he has This is a man that can take a full force kick from Might Guy. Might Guy, my guy, and still keep going. He even took an attack from Naruto when he was in his four tails. You have to come at him with a lot. And I'm pretty sure at that time, with all the Toads, all the Rasengans, the two Rasengans, because he has the chakra control to use Rasengans in both hands, do the big ball Rasengan, and all the other techniques he can use. You'd have to go through all that, plus the Toads. But as soon as Ma and Pa come out, and they start charging nature energy while he's distracted with the other Toads, I'm pretty sure at that point, the battle is already lost, because once he enters Sage mode, his power pretty much increases tenfold. He could even sense nature energy changes. So I feel as though Kakashi has until Jiraiya decides it's time to go Sage mode. And then the battle's over.
You made some great points there. You made some great points. And I do think that I think Kakashi right now is stronger than Jiraiya in his base form. Maybe not so much stronger, but at least like neck and neck, where it can go either way.
This is a man that without his chakra and without Sage mode can throw large boulders. Are you really saying that
right.
Kakashi
I'm saying that
has the strength? Has that kind of strength? I mean, probably ninjutsu, but not raw strength.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about like raw strength. Of course, Jiraiya is stronger than Kakashi in that regard, but I'm talking about ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu. You know, I think Kakashi can hold his own. And I do believe, like you said, that if he goes into Sage mode, it's a different story. However, I do think if Jiraiya does go into Sage mode, Kakashi will be able to analyze the situation and come up with a new strategy on the fly to better suit the situation. I'm not sure what that is. It could be more stealth, using like the headhunter jutsu. It could be using the mud wall to create intricate traps to trap Jiraiya, which Jiraiya will probably punch through because of his strength, of course, but it's enough of a distraction for Kakashi to find some kind of opening.
But
you're
talking about
purple
Sage
lightning
mode, though. He'd be able to sense him going through under the ground or any other of his stealth attacks, because he'd be sensing his chakra at that point. Without Kakashi's Sharingan, I'm pretty sure he's at a loss. Without some kind of, bigger defense with that buff, because that's a big buff with Sage mode. So, Kakashi, I'm sorry, but Jiraiya, may he rest his soul, in my opinion, has to fight here.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to close it. If he can't beat Jiraiya in Sage mode, then he's just going to have to beat Jiraiya before Sage mode. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Because if that's what you're saying, I think Kakashi can pull it off.
There's a chance. If
he moves fast enough. It just comes down to his strategy. How fast can Kakashi try to end this fight? But, that's why this is Versus. Because we provide some opinion, some facts, but our audience decides the true winner. So everyone listening at home, let us know who you got. Does Kakashi defeat Jiraiya before he can get into Sage mode? Or does Jiraiya hold Kakashi off, enter Sage mode, and win this battle? Let us know. So for our next battle, we have Sasuke versus Naruto. And I have a lot of questions, but first I'm going to state some facts, right? Of course, Sasuke no longer has the Rinnegan.
Yep.
So we have to look at Sasuke with the Mangekyo Sharingan, or the internal Mangekyo Sharingan. But the thing is, when it comes to Naruto and Sasuke at this moment, we have undeniable facts of where Sasuke's power lies with the internal Sharingan, which is only increased in Boruto due to his fighting experience. But we have no idea where Naruto powers lies anymore, because we haven't seen it since he lost Kurama. So if you want to just look at what Sasuke's done with the Sharingan, beginning of Naruto Shippuden, he subdued Kurama. He defeated over 1,000 shinobi. He defeated Deidara. He dodged Amaterasu without any body flicker, unlike the fourth Raikage. His Chidori spear sliced through the Eight Tails. He beat Danzo and his Izanagi, and he decimated, and I mean decimated, Naruto and Taijutsu. No, Naruto. Wait. Naruto was using 4 shadow clones with Raisengans in both hands, and Sasuke put in that work.
No, hold up. If we're gonna talk about best in taijutsu, can we talk about the fact that Naruto reshaped Sasuke's chin? You can't say he got bested in taijutsu if he reshaped this man's chin for the entire show.
I guess I can give you that, but I don't know if you can overcome this. And these are the questions I have about Naruto right now. 1. Can Naruto stop the Susanoo without Kurama? Because in part 2, he was able to create Asura's chakra body by combining Kurama's shadow clones. However, without Kurama, is this still possible with the Sage of Six Paths Chakra? 2, from the books, we learned from Shikamaru, I think it's Shikamaru Hiden, we learned from Shikamaru that the level of Sage of Six Paths Chakra he had in the War Arc has diminished. He only has a little bit left. And the Sage mode that we saw in the War Arc, there's 2 different forms, right? When he stopped talking to Hagoromo, that was the Sage of Six Paths mode. What we saw after that, when he had his cloak, he stacked on his Nine Tails mode on top of that, meaning that power he had in the War Arc when he was in that form is non-existent anymore because he doesn't have Kurama. 3, we actually do not know if he still has the other Tail Beast chakra. It has not been confirmed yet, from my understanding.
It has.
It has?
He has used them during the Boruto arc. He's used not so much the chakra itself, but the moves of the Tailed Beast.
Okay. But is that post Kurama?
I don't believe that losing Kurama means that he lost his link to the other Tailed Beasts, because those...
But he might have.
That's not confirmed though, because
that's the thing. We don't. Nothing's confirmed.
Nothing's confirmed.
Everything Naruto right now is speculation.
Everything is speculation, but I'm gonna throw it out here. I'm gonna say he still has the link to the other Tailed Beast, even though Kurama may be dead, because that is chakra that they shared with him. This isn't something that's like Kurama and him. This was directly to him. They touched him directly and shared their chakra with him. So I feel as though, even though I'm gonna say it, even though Kurama may have died, he can still use the powers of the other 8 Tailed Beasts.
And honestly, I believe the opposite. Just because Kurama was set up by the Sage of Six Paths to be kind of the gatekeeper to the other Tailed Beasts within Naruto. He was like the host, I would say, of the sanctuary they were in. And the question that I have, and a lot of other fans have now, is that when Kurama's chakra burnt up, did the other Tailed Beasts go with him? And the last thing I want to ask you is, with Kurama being gone, right? And let's say he does have the other Tailed Beast still. We've seen him use the other Tailed Beast chakra in his Rasengan. What we haven't seen is him access that chakra in terms of it being a chakra cloak, as Kurama's would be, right? So, in the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke, one thing I noticed was that Sasuke tried to use Amaterasu on Naruto. But it failed because Naruto accessed Kurama's chakra and threw the chakra away and let that burn instead of him. So now without Kurama, and not sure if he can access the other Tailed Beast to act as a coat, can Naruto stop Amaterasu? And even if, like, let's say Sasuke launches Amaterasu and Naruto has enough speed to dodge, right? He also can use Amaterasu as a shield. So if Naruto goes in for the punch, he can activate Amaterasu and it will pierce Naruto and then incinerate him. We've seen that in the anime. On top of that, with his other eye, Sasuke can use flame control, meaning he can combine Amaterasu with his Chidori. He can combine Amaterasu with his sword of Kusanagi. He can combine Amaterasu with Chidori Senbon, which is him shooting out Chidori in the form of needles at his opponent. He can combine Amaterasu with the Chidori spear. So if Amaterasu touches Naruto in any sort of one of these fashions, Naruto should be done because he has no way to defend against Amaterasu unless he can dodge it. And that means dodging not just Amaterasu, but every single one of his attacks.
In the newer Boruto arcs, Naruto got a prosthetic arm to replace the arm that he lost in the last battle he had with Sasuke. After a fight he had with Delta, he got some body modifications done to that arm that allow it to absorb attacks and send them back. So I feel like he could absorb the fire. Amaterasu. And he still has access to his 6-pass chakra and sage modes. And he can use all 5 nature transformations. His Rasengan wind release. Do you remember the damage his Rasengan wind release did to that one character? This man severs chakra strands. Severs. Those moves are deadly enough, even without Kurama. Kurama was just an added bonus. I feel as though, really, Sasuke has right now is his Susanoo. He has his Susanoo. This is the big thing that could actually beat Naruto because he doesn't actually have something that could combat him. Unless he were to summon, he could summon a Toad, but this is Susanoo versus a living thing. This is a living Toad.
Right.
Susanoo doesn't feel pain.
No.
Yamabuta does. So I feel as though the really big thing that could really beat Naruto is Sasuke's Susanoo, just because of the sheer size and power that he could inflict with his Susanoo. Other than that, it's really more so of what Naruto can still do without his 9-tailed powers. Because he still has the new stuff. The new stuff is still there. But the new stuff hasn't been tested on Sasuke's things. I think the new stuff can still work on Sasuke's things. But fans could say, nah, this is Sasuke we're talking about. The enemy of the leaf. This is Sasuke. Come on now.
I think my final point is, based on what you're saying, this comes down to what Naruto can do and will do before Sasuke uses the Susanoo. But I believe Sasuke has the ability to take on anything Naruto throws at him, even without the Rinnegan, because let's be honest, the Rinnegan acted more as a support to enhance his already established jutsu and abilities, the push-pull, Motochikara, planetary devastation, which rather than use it like Madara, he used it to trap the tailed beast. The Rinnegan added layers to Sasuke's strategic abilities, but without them, what he has in his core arsenal will be more than enough to take Naruto down. But that's just what I think. Audience listening at home, please let us know who you think wins this fight as well as the first fight. Are you Team Naruto or are you Team Sasuke? Are you Team Jiraiya or Team Kakashi? Let us know. Also, wherever you listen to this podcast, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. If it's on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review and tell your friends to listen to CBR Sagas wherever they get their podcasts. Thank you guys so much for listening. I want to thank Serge for joining me today, and we will see you next time for the next